Welcome, viewers. Thank you all very much for joining me on the live stream. Look forward to chatting to you in the live chat. We're going to be taking a look at the silver, well, let's just say in relation to what's happening to silver currently at the moment. And we're going to look at gold, platinum, palladium, and we're also going to look at Bitcoin. Quite a fair bit of action today. I've updated the community posts during the course of today. I hope you guys had a look, primarily with silver and Bitcoin. Stepstacker, man, how you doing? It's good to see you. Fantastic. We've got a few people in already. Mr. Dave, he says, good evening, sir. Yeah, it is. It certainly is, isn't it, Dave? What's it like by you? And then there's Christian as well. Christian, how you doing? Good to see you. Stepstacker, how are you keeping, buddy? Let's see, what time is it there by you? Platinum took a hit. You're absolutely right. There we go. Platinum took a hit. That is Christian. Most certainly did. What time is it by you there, Stepstacker? The time is currently 7:34 p.m. here in Ireland. Let me know in the chat what time it is, where you are located. We're going to crack on here a bit. Let's just take a look at the silver charts. So essentially, I'd updated this. From the community post earlier on, it looks like silver's not looking too good currently at the minute. So we're going to take a look and see how what we can make of the charts and where we see the next movement. Let's see if we can pinpoint that. Let's just get this up. Give me 1 minute here. Right, there we go. So silver just holding that $17 level. Now, what's interesting is that if we have a look at the chart here, now that was the angle of support or resistance currently. Then I put a marker on, and that was pretty much aligned with where this was heading. Initially, we were headed up in a high trajectory. You can clearly see by the wicks here. And then on this one here, we've had steep rejection at the 20 moving average. So quite a fair bit of rejection there. It's even as harsh. It's even broken down below the 100 moving average, and that to me is quite a bearish move. It just depends on if we're able to get, excuse me, if we're able to get above this level. So if we can finish up above the 100 EMA, it'll be okay. But currently at the moment, it doesn't look great. We can see it there. There is some momentum to the downside there. If that continues, if we finish below this level here, then we're going to see a very tight trading pattern. So if we have a look over here, that is where we're currently trading at. You can see there is some degree of support currently for silver at that particular level, around the 17 level. If we see a further breakdown, then essentially the next position from there is going to be here. That's the 1687, between 1687 and 1690 level, and most of these come in cycles. So looking at it here, if we do end up below this position here, that is going to form the next resistance level. So this that will be resistance. So if we create support currently at that level there, the gap is quite small. So what I mean is between these two patterns here, and if you have a look here, this will be our narrow range for pretty much next week. We could see ourselves in this area here. It's a very tight range to be in. And we could see further rejection, and that could push it down to the downside to about 1690. So we're going to have to wait and see how that plays out. Let's have a look. We've got a few people in. We've got Christian Black says 11:34 a.m. Wow, that's early. Stepstacker, Chicago, USA, Central Time Zone. That's fantastic. Stepstacker, I presume that's probably. I'm going to take a guess here. You're probably about lunchtime, if I'm not mistaken. Stepstacker, let me know, please. Blended Whiskey, man, how you doing? It's good to see you, man. I tell you what, there's been a fair amount of videos about the the reverse proof American Silver Eagle. I've got my reminder set so that if that ever does get released again, but more than likely, I think everything's sold out. Personally, it'd certainly be interesting to see if I can get my hands on one of them. But they're going for ridiculous money on eBay at the minute. If you guys haven't checked it out, go check on eBay and see how much reverse proofs are going for, and even bullion dealers. Man, they've created a heck of a hype. Let's have a look. Mr. Dave says, "Hurry." So let's take a look. So that we could be trading in that sort of tight range. If it isn't, then more than likely we're going to see a breakdown to the downside to about 1690. From there, we can build up momentum. Hopefully, there's enough momentum there to create a foundation for us to retackle the 20 EMA average. That's this yellow line here where this wick has touched and been rejected at that level. You can clearly see there was momentum to break out of the position. The reason why I'm saying that is that the high on the day was 1723. So we were clearing this here. We just had enough momentum to get through that, but then it was steeply rejected. So it's going to be interesting to see if how this plans out, because if that becomes resistance and we're not able to get through, then we could see ourselves dropping down further to about that 1670 level. But and even still, there's our base level support at 1650. That's certainly not. I would not want to see silver go down that low. Currently, at the moment, there isn't much upward movement at the minute. I mean, I've said this in the last video, guys. We've had quite a steep decline there, but we haven't had that much of a reaction rally in regards to, well, we need to tackle up and really get ourselves back up to the mid 17s level, because it just isn't there. The demand seems to have dropped off a bit, and to me it looks like there's more movement to the downside than the upside. I hope I'm proved wrong, but I mean, looking at the charts here, to me it looks like there's more movement to the downside. I'm sure it'd be a great buying opportunity for somebody there. I mean, whoever's missed this big one, I'd say it was an ideal opportunity to get in. So we're gonna have to wait and see if silver can hold, even if it holds that 17 level, but it's below the 1711, which is the 100 EMA resistance line, so that which was previously support. So we're gonna have to wait and see how that pans out. Is anyone buying anything lately? Let me know. Let me know in the chat, please. It'd be awesome to hear from you. Now I've been I've got the Columbia Germania that should have been with me today. It's stuck in Dublin, unfortunately. So I'm just waiting patiently for that coin. So I should hopefully get that on Monday, Tuesday, something like that. Full Push Metals, man, how you doing? Look, Full Push Metals, such a pleasure to have you here, man. It's been a while. Like one? No ways, you're joking. Nobody's liked the video yet. Please hit the like button. There's 9 of you here. I want to see 9 likes, please. Aussie Alchemist says, good day, SL79. Morning, everybody. Morning, Aussie. How are you doing? What time is it there by you, please? Full Push Metal says, natural gold nuggets. Natural gold nuggets. What do you mean by that, Full Push Metals? You managed to find something. There we go. Normal underscore norm says 11:30 a.m. Day's just getting started in Oregon. There you go. Must be a beautiful bit of countryside there in Oregon. That's normal norm. Must be a beautiful part of America. I've been watching this interesting documentary called The West. Obviously about America's push to the west of the country, or the west of the continent, and it was a very interesting documentary. But yeah, Oregon looks fantastic. I always hit the like button twice. There we go. Well, if you hit it twice, it's been unliked. Blended. Pay dirt. There we go. Pay dirt gold, says Full Push Metals. Aussie Alchemist says, yep, got a 0.8 gram gold at 23.50 under spot and a bag of sterling with a coin necklace. Good job, man. I'd say anything under spot these days is pretty good. Blended Whiskey says I always hit the like button. And then we got River Gold. Man, that is cool. Full push metals. A good laugh there. Nice and green, but wet. Yeah, sounds like Ireland. Yeah, it tends to be very green, but very wet. Picked up any good whiskies lately? Blended Whiskey. Right. So this is the momentum we can see. More than likely, we've seen it up, and we should see some correction down before we see a move back up to the upside. So let's take note of that. So let's have a look at the weekly. How has silver finished on the weekly? Well, there we go. It's been very tight indeed. We have seen higher highs and higher lows, which is good. That's indicative of a bullish sentiment. So when our previous high on that week was 1710, and the high for this week is 1723, and that was pretty much today. The previous low was 1664, and this week is 1675. So we are creeping up. I mean, it may not sound by much, but 10 cents, I'll take that all day long. So there's our high there. So it'd be interesting to see. Unfortunately, this is the 20 EMA line has not been broken for this week. So there was an attempt to break above it, but unfortunately it hasn't, and we're still back down. So we're going to be trading between 1670 and 17, looking at the chart here. So we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. And let's have a look and see how the month has performed in regards to silver. Wow, look at that. That is the month. So pretty much that was our blow off top there. That was 3 months ago, 1964, straight down. And then we've been sort of consolidating, with the exception of this last month's candle has been, or this month's candle has been absolutely a debacle. That support zone still holding. It's 1680, which is interesting. So that's held for a number of months now. So that looks pretty strong at 1685. We'll have to see if that's going to hold. It certainly looks like it might do if we are to break down to that level, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's get cracking and get some gold on there. Who wants to see some gold? Let's get some gold. Right. Gold price, $1,462 an ounce. Also not looking great at the moment. We can see it there. We're actually below the 100 EMA. That's this line here. That's pretty much played good support for pretty much this entire week. And then we had a breakdown yesterday, and today has been no difference. They've pushed it up to about 1473, being rejected at that level. When we look at rejection, guys, just take note, this is our resistance area. So whenever I say rejection, this is our rejection zone right here, because that's where our resistance zone is. So if we're unable to get higher than where these past wicks have pushed to, then in most circumstances we're going to see a major move to the downside. Here's a perfect example here. This candle right here, you can see there, broke above the 20, immediate rejection, sell off all the way down, and I think was it down to 1466, even though with 1478. So that was about $12 drop just straight away. There wasn't enough momentum to get up above that 20, and it was immediately rejected. And then we followed by 2 consistent days of selling as well. So the moment we rejected there, it was pretty heavy. Again, try to push up higher, failed, straight back down again. Attempted break of the 100. That is this line here. And that is our support zone. So when I mean attempted break, that was attempted breakdown. However, it held, but the next day we pushed up, rejection again at this level. You guys can clearly see it. So there's our rejection right there, and this is our current position now. So we're actually under the 100 EMA average, which is not good, because that means more than likely we're going to see a retest of these earlier levels. 1554, maybe even 1454, and was that 1460. So again, a very similar pattern to silver currently at the moment. So we're gonna have to see how things pan out, man. Anyway, let's have a look. We got Silver Turtle 65. Wow, a few people dropped in here. That's great. Mr. Dave says 1 gram of Coke. Good for you, buddy. Kidman Estate Auctions says Aussie Alchemist. And we've got I'm guilty of forgetting to thumbs up. Done. Love it. Thank you very much, Stepstacker. Do you work out? Do you work out? Means nothing to YouTube. They provide the views. All YouTube wants to see is did they interact? Watch the whole video, comment, thumbs up, thumbs down. I don't know. I don't really. I mean, I know the comments are important, and obviously the likes and dislikes in regards to how the algorithm works. I suppose. If a tiny channel got 100 views in 48 hours, 100 comments, 100 thumbs up or thumbs down, they would be famous the following day. Yeah, so you'd probably see that video would probably be in their top viewed. We can literally control the price of silver by putting our creators at the top with the man that dresses like a girl with the young monkey hands and sells make him up to my daughter's step. Full Push Medal says Stepstacker, you will be my YouTube manager. Yeah, there you go. That's what we need. I think we all need a YouTube manager these days. Bleak out soon. Oh, breakout. Sorry, not bleak out. Lord, that's Lord Humongous, man. How you doing? The ruler of the wasteland. The Lord Humongous. He says breakout soon in gold and silver. Well, I tell you what, we'll have to wait and see with these numbers, but there's a certain, I mean, there's huge levels of resistance, guys. Let's not forget this. I mean, once we're above this level here, we've immediately got to tackle, okay, first of all, that zone there, which is the 1480, which is astronomically solid resistance. The reason why I say that is there's been consistent support for a very long time. So if we do get above that level, then we are going to be challenging all this resistance all the way through. When I mean resistance, if we have a look here, all these areas here, this all adds up to resistance. And even that, there's another big one. That's $1,500. So it's not going to be an easy ride for any of these metals, even in regards to silver, platinum, not so palladium, but I mean, it's an extremely difficult ride, and that's primarily because of this. We've just gone down, down. I mean, these areas here, main resistance, reaction rally, failed, rejection, reaction rally, failed, rejection. And we're nearly at this one here as well. We had a reaction rally there as well, and failure. So we just hit consistent lower highs, and this is pretty much since what? That's September, and it's the 22nd of November, guys. So I certainly understand. Eventually, we've got to get to a bottom where we're able to build off, but I don't see it in this area right now. And the fundamentals out there aren't particularly. I mean, they're mixed. Is probably the best way to put it. That's because you've got a lot of trade talk. Whenever anything trade talk related, this happens, guys. We've got these sell-offs here. That just weakens the precious metals market. So with that in mind, just be cautious if you're getting in at these prices, because at some points we're going to have, you know, an interesting time when we start seeing these. We're going to be going back to these levels here, subject to what happens in the news. That's the way I'd interpret it. Silver Turtle 65. How you doing, man? Good to see you. The Lord Humongous. That's a good laugh there. Step Stacker says, full push medals. I say it all the time and nobody hears me. Literally 100 people can change the world through the internet, but I can't find 99 people. Yeah, it's a pity. 99, let's say if you had 99 friends or even 100 friends that you knew, obviously from work, and you go on there and you say, right, hit the like button on this video and hit 100 comments. Imagine that. It would be pretty awesome. Full push medal says always 100th monkey with no friends. Sounds about right. Awesome, man. Silver Turtle 65. Thank you very much for that. And guys, if you're interested in becoming a donator to the channel, please check the description for information. I've got 2 more spots left before the next giveaway. It's going to be epic. We've also got the subscriber appreciation giveaway, so look out for that video. I'll surprise you with that one. So I will be doing a giveaway shortly. So just make sure you're aware. Please comment on the videos. You've got to comment in order to be eligible. Even if that means you go back and you comment on the videos, at least then you're entered. Salou, hey, Blazing Dude, man, how you doing? Jeez, there, haven't seen you for ages, man. I hope all is well. Bob the Monk, hello, Silver Lovers. There we go, man. How you doing? What you been up to, Bob the Monk? Go, baby, go. Down on 24K. So what Bob the Monk says, he says, go 50, Britannia, on a flash sale today with 2.25 over spot. Jeez, that's not bad. Fed's doing 2 consecutive rate cuts. This will not end well for the monetary system. Man, seeing is believing, Bob the Monk. It'd be interesting to see if they cut again, then that means that Trump's in charge there, 100%. We are live. That is spectacular. How you doing there, my man? I always smash Slimy's like button. Excellent. I was just going to think if it's spectacular, he'll be saying slimy. Yeah, it'd be Slimy's like button. Spectacular says full push. Spectacular. There it is. There it is. Slimy. The algorithm is sensitive enough for 100 people to throw it off immediately. That's a fact. There you go. Give away 1 ounce of gold. That needs a post on collect. Yeah, right. Imagine that. I tell you what, that would probably go down in YouTube history if someone gave 1 ounce of gold away. I'll be giving it away to myself. Amen. Let's have a look here. So let's get cracking, guys, man. Okay, so let's look at gold on the weekly. How do you think the gold looks on the weekly, guys? Nice. Okay, well, it's interesting because we're actually holding these positions. So even on the 20 for the weekly, we're actually in there. Look at that. We could be holding that 20. So it's interesting. The last time we hit the 20 was all the way back here. That was the 27th of May, guys. Look, okay, with the exception of this one here. That all came to an abrupt end on the 4th of November. So this particular nice push-up rally and we've been unable to get higher from that position, so we've had a breakdown. Simple as that, really. We've pushed up. We had a sell-off for 3 weeks, reaction rally up, failed, rejection rally up, possible breakout, immediately rejection down. So it's a bit of a tough time there for gold. Currently at $1,462. That is our major resistance zone here. It's at 1520, and that is our support zone here. If we finish below that level there, then it opens up a whole new dimension for gold, because if we fall down below this level, we could be returning back to a $1,400 gold. I think I might have said silver there, apologies. So we're going to see how this plays out. Hopefully it'll be fine. Who knows? Let's wait and see. Well, hello. Man, this anyway, right? So that is gold on the monthly. So if we have a look there, we're pretty much going to be looking at a possible consolidation. If I go back to the weekly, guys, that is back here. So what I was saying there in regards to the weekly is that we could be in a consolidation mode now. The reason why I think that is because if you look at this area back here, this goes back to April. We were trading between the 50 and the 20. Now this was back in April before we had our parabolic move to the upside. So just take this into consideration. This could be a possible move where we could see some sideways momentum build, consolidation between the 50 and the 20 before we see a move to the upside. So because that could be what we're setting up to do here. Because if you look at it, the 50's been awesome support currently for gold previously. So hopefully that is what's going to happen. I would love for that to pan out, but let's wait and see. So remember this configuration, guys, and let's have a look. If we look back up here, hopefully that is what's going to happen. So hopefully we shouldn't go lower than $1,400. That is in my opinion, we shouldn't go less than $1,400 an ounce. Hopefully we can trade between these two here and then start to move back up again. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. Right. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was definitely a quick one. Sorry, the audio wasn't on there. Mr. Bean and Slimy had to go hang out for a while. Oh, there you go. Spectacular, classic spectacular. Roger, Roger. Hold it. Hold it. No sound. Yep, I got that one. Step stacker. I'm actually sitting at my desk here with a bottle between my legs, if you guys know. People refuse to hit the like button, hence why I had the sound off. No, I'm just kidding. People refuse to hit the like button when they're given blood or a kidney. I hit the like button so I know I watched it before. that would make logical sense. Spectacular says, I have a gallon jug to set up on my chair when I live stream. Ah, there we go. The audience comes first. I was just talking about that one, man. Hilarious. I promise we got our ears on. There we go. Lord Humongous says, I'm gonna go long on Deets nuts. There we go. Right. I always forget to go live chat instead of top chats until someone says something. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I've done that a few times lately, especially when I'm on Sal's live streams. Wait a minute. I see what you made me do. Bob the Mug. Sound is back. Yeah, I most certainly is. You're good now. There we go. Got you. Hear you. He went for a Tom Hank. That apparently is Mr. Dave. Mr. Dave. Speg. I've tried to incorporate the green screen onto the skeleton of my template. I know that does sound pretty cool. I haven't got a green screen as yet, but maybe when I have a proper studio, I think that would probably make sense. Lord Humongous there. Good evening. That is Metallic Miner, man. How you doing, Metallic Miner? Good to see you. We've also got M. Machato. He says gold seems to soar. Gold seemed to soar. Well, it did previously, so we'll have to wait and see how it goes. I've purchased a 10-ounce Falcon yet. Have you purchased a 10-ounce Falcon? I have not actually. I've got some proof coins that I've actually recently acquired. Got some coins graded, so I'm looking forward to that unboxing. A couple of tragedies as well, unfortunately. But I'll look forward to showing you guys those. Slimy, do you think investing in Deets Nuts is going to pay off in the long term? Let me have a look at this. Where did you go? Where did I go? Some kind of protein pack. Some kind of protein pack thing. It's not going to pay off in the long run. I tell you, anything. I wouldn't. It's some kind of protein packed dietary requirements, I suppose. I'm not sure. Spectacular. I don't know whether it's going to pay off, but it's not. It ain't going to pay off for me. I'm not even invested in that stuff. Where did you go? Oh, I'm back. Do you think Bitcoin holders would switch to gold now? Great stream, by the way. Oh, thanks very much, Makato. I don't know. To be honest with you, there's a lot of people. You know, you've got crypto people and you've got precious metals people, and the two always bang heads. I think we can all agree. I think we can all agree the majority of us here are either either or you've got some that are hybrids. I'm a hybrid. I've got money on the side ready to go into Bitcoin once I see a more stable platform and I start to see a return of the bull market. Currently, I don't see much activity other than the downside movement currently for Bitcoin at the moment. Also, the Bitcoin halving is happening next year, which is not a lot of people are talking about. So the Bitcoin halving for me is going to be a big factor moving from now until May next year. So I'm going to look forward to the lower lows that I missed out on the last bull run, and that's when I'm going to get back in. However, I've got precious metals as well. I like to keep my options open. In regards to other Bitcoin holders, I doubt it. That's just my opinion. Bob the Monk, currently the US gold US monetary ratio is about 8%. The medium is about 43.8. Gold is so low versus today's digital money, plus gold and silver ratios at a record low. Not buying silver is simply stupid. There you go. It's also a nice opportunity there, because more than likely we're going to see higher prices of precious metals in the near future. Lord Humongous, ruler of the wasteland. Speg is tacular, man. And Step is always stacking. Anyone know Metallic Miner? He likes to mine. Bob the Monk for president. Spectacular says, "Oh, it'll pay off for me soon. I'm heavily invested in Deets Nuts." There you go. Well, that's pretty awesome, man. What, you got stocks or something like that? Oh, I'm just having a good. I'm dying. Stacker, I would bring some money as a monetary system. Bitcoin way too volatile to be a currency. To be honest, I don't think it is. If you look at it, there's in the past it probably would have had the opportunity to become a currency, but I don't think that's on the cards anymore. A store of value, it can definitely be, and that's my opinion. There's 21 million Bitcoins that are going to be created. There's currently 18, so there's only another 3 million left. So where will the price go after the 21 million have been mined? And another thing to take note is everyone talks about short supply. The supply for Bitcoin will only end in 2040. So we've still got another 21 years before Bitcoin is depleted. That'll be just in time for me to retire, I think. That's retirement age. Stepsacker says the screen went blank, but it might have just been on my side. No, it was my side. Spectacular says best stream ever. You better share this stuff, guys. You know, half the time I tend to be talking about precious metals and the markets. Anyway, let's have a look at platinum. So that's been our platinum's taken a very large hit. It's about half of what Bitcoin took, percentage wise. And there we go. We can clearly see the breakdown there for platinum. So that was our resistance level. And that's our support level right there. And that support level coincides with this area here. That's the reason why that is currently support, is because of these areas here that has maintained to be support. You can clearly see there from the platinum perspective, it looked like it was starting to create momentum. The wheels were starting to turn, and then of course what happened? Someone had started to unscrew a couple of bolts, and the wheels fell off. So it must have been one of the guys in the middle of the night. You know, they saw this. They saw the train coming. They were like, "Okay, it's at the station. Let's take a few nuts and bolts off for the morning," and that's the repercussion of it. Immediately break down. Pretty much today, it's broken down 2 resistance levels. We've got our ascending support line, which is there, and then we've got our 20 and our 50 resistance or support lines have also been broken, and we almost broke down below the 100 EMA. So currently at the moment, we're going to be trading between the $900 level and the $890. So it's a very tight range. $10 isn't much, guys. So we're either going to see, depending on how this ends, if we're going to be above that level, because if we do end up above the 100 EMA level, which it looks like it probably most likely will, on Monday we should see a bit more of an upward trend, and unfortunately resistance here and resistance here. So that's our first line of resistance is there. So it's not pretty at all. And there's our next line of resistance there. So it's really, it's a very hard time for platinum right now. It needs another big breakout in order to get higher highs. And again, all we've seen is these lower highs. So if you have a look here, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and there's 4. So what does that show you? Bang. We're seeing the higher lows there, and the lower highs. Interesting. Hopefully we can get back into this channel here. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but you know, that's my indication on that. Oh, it'll pay off soon. There we go. So Mr. Dave says, how PM do you have? I'm very nosy. A gold and silver money. Everything else is a banker's fart in the wind. I should have seen. I was in the shops earlier. Old lady came up to me. I had some stuff in my hands. I was down at the local supermarket, and she said, she said to me, "All that stuff's bad for you." So I sort of looked at it, and I was like, she said, you need to buy some vegetables. And I said, well, I've got vegetables. Oh. So I said, yeah, I've got butternut, I've got broccoli, I've got parsnips, carrots. And she was like, wow, okay. And I think she was a bit shocked because she thought I was just, well, not that it was junk, but her perception was what I had in my hands was junk food. She was really surprised, and then she even said to me, "I'm quite what was it? Quite nosy or something like that." I just laughed at her. Brilliant. Let's have a look here. Right. Sorry that every time I scroll down in the chat, guys, the flipping system refreshes, and then I scrolls down further. So just let me know if I've actually missed anything in regards to anything here. There we go. StepStacker says, Silver Lamy, do you use the basic StreamYard service or are you upgraded? I want to learn how to show comments. This is just the basic service, StepStacker, so I do not pay for the big upgrade. That's just not for me. Let's have a look. Dog Latin written over our fake notes says metallic miner. And then Ozzy's an alchemist, and he says Lord Humongous. Thumbs up. Metallic the miners. Obviously, yeah, we said that one. Gasoline is much more volatile than silver. It moves 20% every 3 days or so. Silver has nice dips and gains as it slowly rises if you stand at the bird's eye view and look, in my opinion. Spectacular. It's one of the largest holdings of in the Southern Hemisphere. Well, I did not know that, Speg. Thanks very much. People in the US are stealing catalytic converters for platinum. Did you ever see those videos online, guys? I think they got as you scrape pavements and stuff like that, and there was guys that were vacuuming up dirt on the highways, and they actually go there and they scrape the stuff off to get platinum. And I think they got like a speck. It might have been a gram or half a gram. I think it was half a gram of platinum that they managed to extract out of this dust that actually collected on the highway. I just thought, wow, that was, probably a very dangerous thing to do just for the sake of what, like half a gram. It's got like scraping the highways. I know people had their catalytic converter stolen. Well, I don't know them, but I took their Cadillac converter. Initially, I thought you misspelled it, but it's, yeah, I see what you mean there, Stepstacker. I'm joking. All the law enforcement's in the room. law enforcement. Have you had something to drink? I would have thought. Silver's true value is on the US deck clock. You're absolutely right, Lord Humongous. Have you guys seen that lately? Something like it's over $1,000 an ounce for the deck clock. Interesting stuff. Hey, Speg, watch some of the Florida coin show video. We should have a big reunion. No cameras, no videos of all of us at Silver Limey's house. Yeah. Yeah, that means you guys are going to have to fly over here, though. You do realize that. I thought you'd get more for a Cadillac converter. Oh, I mean, take the converter, not the whole Cadillac. Yeah. Lord Humongous, he says, Aussie rules. There we go. Only Aussie rules here. RPM Limited, man. Hey, guys, how you doing? Enjoying Black Friday's deals. I'm loving it, too. There we go. Excellent. See, I was going to say, I said there if anyone acquired anything. I think it was only one comment there, but are you guys taking advantage of the Black Friday? Normally the weekend deals tend to be pretty good. Speaking of which, actually, I need to check my bullion supplier there and see if he's got something. Lord Humongous says, I picked up 2,000 ounces last month on the silver slam down. What's that, slam down or slam dunk? Geez, 2,000 ounces. You just went and picked them up. Like how big are you, Lord Humongous? You can pick up 2,000 ounces. That's pretty heavy, mate. Hey, Butchie Harding, does anyone else pre-order the Venom coin? Jeez, that looks, I'm sure that's going to be a nice piece. Voice tech, sorry, making guitar picks. What, you still making them out of some wood or something, if I remember correctly, Stepstacker? Not me, I'm already looking in your window. You're like you don't have any lead ashtrays. I'll throw them straight through there, man. Anyway, yeah, so let's platinum, $892 an ounce. That is platinum on the daily. Obviously, you can see there higher low formation, and if we look at higher low formation there and higher lows over there. But as discussed, that is probably going to be our support area at the moment. That's between $890 and $900 an ounce before we have some sort of potential breakout move. There's multiple resistance levels there as well, so we could find ourselves maybe headed back down to 870. It seems possible. We'll have to wait and see how that plans out. Let's have a look at platinum on the weekly. That's interesting. Now, I put this support line in because it looked like it was pretty consistent support. It's obviously it broke down from there, but it's consolidated. Look at that. That's very unusual. Normally you see some sort of reaction to the green. We can clearly see this week we've tried to break back to the upside, but unfortunately we're met with stiff resistance. So that is our resistance line right there. And we can clearly see it in relation to where that candle ended there. So that is resistance, mainly due to where these wicks are. Resistance, old support becomes new resistance. So the moment we break down from support, guys, support becomes new resistance. That is the way these charts play out. So if you have a look here, that is resistance. We broke through it. Then it became support briefly for a week, and then we had a breakdown, and then it becomes resistance on the way up. So on the way down, it's support. On the way up, it's resistance. Okay, so we are, and like I said about trading between those two levels, you can clearly see it there, clear as day. Let's have a look at platinum on the monthly. Yeah, get rid of some of these arrows here. Right, on the monthly, it looks like we're seeing some consolidation pretty much by the looks of things. So we've had consistent sideways movements. We're between the 50 and the 20 moving averages. We can clearly see that there. I think we'll probably be okay in that level there, but we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. Right, sorry guys, just had the sound off there for a brief moment. So Butchie Harding says, so many new ones coming out, going to have to save some dough. And I tell you what, guys, I mean, the way I'd look at it is try and, because it's impossible to collect everything. It really is. I wouldn't say collect, it's, you know, all the designs. Try and focus on either some genres or particular Perth Mint or, you know, Britannias and ASEs, Canadian Maple Leafs. Try and focus on those. If you're looking at stacking, I'd say try and focus on those rather than try and buy everything, because it really does. This will burn a hole in your pockets literally on a regular basis if you want to collect everything. The problem is when all the new designs come out, you'll be like, oh yeah, I want that, I want that, I want that. But you're better off sticking to particular designs or particular coins. And again, this is my opinion, but that's the way I based it. I'd love to collect everything, but it just doesn't make sense, because you'll end up with huge collections of, you know, you'd have loads of ASEs. You've got to collect all the years for the Canadian Maple Leafs. Then you've got to collect all the years or the important low mintages for the Britannias. And then you're going to collect the Kookaburras and the Koalas. And it all gets a bit out of hand. Before you know it, you'll be sinking loads of money, loads of dough into precious metals. All right, I'm out. Good show. Silver Limey rules the wasteland. Bye all. Cheers, cheers, Lord Humongous. Yep, keep stacking, everybody. Thanks, my friend. Stacking so many now, my floor is about to cave in. Oh, that's exactly what I'm saying. Don't forget, you got to keep it somewhere as well. I'm sure we've all got our hiding places. Silver Limey 79. Do you think you'll want to hold Deets nuts long or short term? I don't know. I don't know why you keep asking me about these nuts. I don't know. I don't even have any. Do you think you'll want to hold them? I wouldn't even know where to start. And Speg, I'd have to do my own research to know what I'm getting involved in. So currently I've got zero knowledge of Deets nuts. So I've got I'd have to have a look at it and see if it's worthwhile getting into. And that's with everybody here. If you think about it, know what you're getting into in regards to stacking, or whether it be gold, silver, or platinum, palladium. Do your own research in regards to particular investments. See how they've performed in the past. Although, you know, past results aren't indicative of future results. Don't get me wrong. So, you know, when we've had higher pricing, Right, sorry there. All right, so if we have a look there, SL is under. He's yeah, no, I'm under attack here. Let's have a look. So we've got Coin Hunting Couple. How you doing, Coin Hunting Couple? Good to see you. They're coming for their gold. Oh yeah, you bet. Did anyone ever watch those movies? Remember the Leprechaun movies? Man, did you guys ever see the you can get the best place to hide any precious metals, right, is amongst your stash of beans and sweet corn. If you get these special tins that you can obviously that are made to look like baked beans and sweet corn soup and all that kind of stuff, and literally you can put your stuff in there and you can keep them in the kitchen cupboard or in your pantry and stuff like that, and no one would be the wiser unless people break into your house for food and then they'll find out where your stash is. But that's one way to look at it. Butchie Harding says, I don't go back. I'll buy already minted, but they're just coming out. I will. Awesome, Butchie. Feds are panicking over rising interest rate pressures. QE will not save Shizzer. It will crumble. There we go. Lord Humongous there. 4 monster boxes. Man, that's some collection. Butchie Harding says they don't like being called leprechauns. No, they don't. My new favorite shows on YouTube. My new favorite show on YouTube. Hey, autocorrect. I hate that too. Okay, so okay, we're going to move on to. We got to move things on a bit here because, and it's great to chat to everybody. It really is. We're going to move on to Palladium quick, and then we're going to move on to Bitcoin, and then we'll finish up. Right, Palladium. Palladium's had an interesting ride because it did break down, but it's recovered well. When I mean break down, obviously it broke down to that level there, and then it's had an interesting ride up to this current position here. This is acting like resistance right now, so that's why that is having issues at the minute trying to get above this level here, and that's mainly because of that area there. So Palladium's got to get above this resistance area to tackle the next area. It's in a good position though on the daily. We're above the 20 moving average. We were under it, trading between these two levels. So we had a sell-off. Reaction rallies worked and it's pushed on through. It's maintained the buying momentum, which is great. So we haven't had a short-term rally and then a dip again. It's now carried on through. So Palladium at $1,774 an ounce. Palladium's rise, man, has been fantastic. I've featured this on my previous live streams. If you bought Palladium in 2016, in January of 2016, it would have only cost you $450 an ounce, guys. I mean, it is brilliant what the way Palladium's rise over the last 3 years. It's really been sensational. And if you think about it, 465, yes, there would have been a premium. Maybe if you'd bought at 600, 650 with a premium, man, you'd still be laughing with $1,000 profit per 1 ounce of coin. You can't see that with gold at the moment. If you bought gold in 16, I did comparisons with this on a previous video. The best precious metal, if you'd bought in 2016 with the margin, is Palladium, man. Let's have a look. I hate that too. Absolutely right. Palladium. So let's have a look at Palladium on the weekly. Okay, so there's our major resistance zone, $1,819 an ounce. We're currently in resistance there, and there's our support level. Wow, that looks interesting to me. Right, there's our support level based on that area. At that area there, so we've got good support there at the $1,700 level currently at the minute. So we shouldn't see Palladium drop below that level. Based on where the support lines are here. we've had this week, we've had good strong buying potential. So we've had a good sell-off there in reaction to all other precious metals. Palladium's done quite well this week. We'll have to wait and see if we're able to push up more, but that support zone looks pretty good to me. So 70, we shouldn't see it below 1700. At this rate, we should see a retest of 1800. If it gets rejected, it'll come back down and go back up again, but we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. Man, that new Venom coin looks fantastic, guys. Jeez. There we go. I need to check this out. Don't forget buying opportunities this week for their sales. That's proof kangaroo. That's interesting. €29. I'm just yeah, I need to check this out, I think. Well, 1 ounce of palladium will cost you €2,000 apparently. Next year's €2,000, €250 what do you call it, premium. Anyways, all right, let's take a look at Bitcoin. We're going to move on now. Bitcoin it's been an absolute debacle for Bitcoin lately, and I've been waiting for these lower lows to kick in, man, and I'm delighted. I'm delighted with this. And again, this goes to, you know, doing your own research, understanding the market, seeing the potential of the drop in this market, and then taking advantage when you can. I've been out for quite some time now, so I've benefited from the higher prices. There's money in the bank there for us to go back into it. It's just a matter of when. We can clearly see that was the breakdown today. An absolute heinous drop. That was down to $6,800, guys. I mean, I haven't seen that since back here. Look at that. May of 19. We were hitting that level there. Actually, I lie. That was May 13th. Well, it was definitely May of this year was the last time we saw this level. I'm excited, man. I'm absolutely excited to see how this all pans out. Currently, at the moment, though, we looks like we've got some support there. That is mainly due to this area here. That is our support zone, and that's where we are here. Way overbought currently, but does the overbought momentum mean that we're going to see a higher move up? I don't know. We'll probably see our moving averages work our way down. We could see ourselves, you know, sort of work on this support area here. We've got a descending support zone, which is currently in a holding at its current position. We should see a reaction rally off this, guys, off this particular price here. So we should see a slow build up back up to about what's this one here, 777. That's about a $400 move at least. To that sort of move there. I mean, it's difficult to work off, but I would think that is probably on the cards. I mean, there's our support zones here as well, which is back there. So those support zones have all worked out well for Bitcoin. So we'll have to wait and see what happens this weekend. But a lot of I felt sorry here because I'm sure people got into this market hoping there was going to be an upward movement, and instead the big guys are the ones making the money here. They drop the price down all to its lowest, then buy back in. They cash out. If you think 8,000 over the last 2 days, we went from 8,000 to 6.8. Call it 6.8. That's $1,200 drop in the price of Bitcoin. You drop 100 of them, you're smiling, and then you buy back in again on the low side, wait for it to go back up, and you just keep that momentum going. Let's have a look. Butchie Hunting says, I bought one Palladium share a couple of weeks ago for like 170. I can't remember the name. Oh, that sounds interesting. You mean Palladium shares in mining? Hey, loaded up on 160 more ounces today. Silver Junkie. Wow, man. Geez, you don't mess around. Bitcoin will continue to plummet. That is Lord Humongous's opinion. Love it. Oh, there we go, man. I tell you what, I'll be super happy to see that level again, Lord Humongous. I'll be ready, man. I'm so ready. I'm so ready. Oh, I'm gonna stack up. Just watch Litecoin though, guys, because the same thing happened last time. But with Bitcoin's halving coming up next year, Litecoin's halving's already happened. So just watch out for that, because sometimes you could be blindsided. You'll see Litecoin either way moving up, and I don't want to miss that on that opportunity. But we'll have to wait and see how we get on there. Let's have a look at Bitcoin on the weekly. Oof, I'm sure it's going to be a mess. Let's have a look. Oh, geez, that is pretty strong for a weekly move, and we can clearly see it there. There's our breakdown from that position, and that's our current support zone, which is holding in place currently. So that's our current support zone, which is holding. So $7,360 for a token of Bitcoin currently at the moment. We can clearly see it there. I mean, I've just seen this decline, and I was like, "Oh, something big is most likely going to happen," because literally you just can't have this sort of slow momentum. Someone needs to go boom, and that's exactly what happened. Broke all the way down to the 100, man. Unbelievable stuff. I mean, look at that. The last time we touched the 100 moving average was back here, and that was back in April. So we're starting to see ourselves come back down to these previous levels. Does that mean that the 200-day weekly average is going to be hit? I'd say possibly. It's definitely on the cards. If we're down to this level, we could see a return back down to this level here, and that's $5.5 grand. And that's why I said, even in the title, with these sort of moves here, it's very difficult to be positive about the momentum for Bitcoin right now. I can only see lower lows happening because it needs to find a new area of support. Also, Bitcoin halving. I don't see much momentum in the market to say otherwise, that Bitcoin is here and is going to start seeing some momentum up to the upside. I just don't see it. I mean, if we see here, if we break down from that position there, we're going to be headed down to what's this? 7 grand, 6.8. Down to this level here. What's that? 6.1. Oof. A lot of pain for people who missed out selling at the top. I mean, I look at when I sold my Bitcoin. I look at the value of basically doubled the value already by waiting for the lower lows. So I'm super happy with that right now. I mean, all those times ago, I was thinking, yeah, if it gets down to 8.8, 8.6, I'll have to see how the market performs. I'll probably get back in. We're at 7.3, guys. I mean, this is magic stuff. Mercato says 4K or even lower. There we go. Yep, I totally agree with you. We'll have to wait and see there. If fundamentals we're still at 7. It's difficult to say. Yeah, 4K is around the corner. 6 is definitely around the corner. And if we get down to 6, we're going to be looking at 5 fairly easily. I've been watching a few of those C coins that seems to be faring well. MMO is interesting. It was a penny now, over $1. Wow, that would have been a good buy. That would have been a good buy. Right, so yeah, the weekly for Bitcoin, not looking great, guys. Not looking great at all. Right, that brings us to the end of the charts here. Again, just a special thank you. It's always an absolute pleasure. Thank you for watching. It's magic having you all here. Chatting. See, we're down to 7. We were up to about 14. It was great. Really fantastic stream, guys. Don't forget, we're going to be back on Tuesday. This weekend I got some videos I'm going to be doing as well. I'm going to catch up on a few videos, so there will be some videos posted. I do want to do the giveaway video, so make sure you come back in, you comment on the video. Even if you have to go back to my previous videos, go there and comment. I've said this loads of times. That is the subscriber appreciation giveaway, which is coming up soon. So just make sure you're available for that. Yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. It's been fantastic. Really appreciate it. A couple of shout outs. We'll start off with Butchie Harding, N. Mercato, Silver Junkie. We've got the Lord Humongous, Coin Hunting Couple. Always an absolute pleasure. Spectacular, the other man. Aussie Alchemist. Step Stacker. Had him on earlier. The guy was a bag of laughs. Bob the Monk. RPM Limited, man. I wish it stayed in a bit longer, man. It's always an absolute pleasure to have you here. One of my donators too. Mr. Dave. And finally, one more. Let's have a look. One more. Who is it going to be? There we go. Normal the Norm. That's it, guys. I'm out of here. And I'll see you all on YouTube. All the best and see you soon.